All right, folks, welcome back. I think this is our fourth Couch Critics, but of course, it's Monday, all Couch Critics talking about movies. Last week, well, I guess like our stretch of movies, because if you haven't tuned in, our stretch of movies, it started with The Long Walk. That was our inaugural. Then we did, what did we do? The Gorge, too.
Yep.
And then we did Together. Is it Together? Is that what it's called? Together. And then now we transitioned into going into the theaters with Michael. So highly anticipated film for a lot of folks, going through the life of Michael Jackson. I've been reading a lot of reviews on this, guys, and it's kind of back and forth, which I'll get into. But in terms of that, guys, I don't want to focus on the movie yet. How was your experience at the theater?
Awesome. We went yesterday, so
Yeah.
nobody in the theater. Because with this movie, they have like a bunch of different theater or
Yeah.
screens, or so like we were dead center, middle up, middle in. It was just the two of us. It was awesome. I mean, there was about probably 10. I will say this though, I do have one problem. Someone brought a fucking baby in there. Okay, so
Yeah.
like every once in a while we would hear something and Mary's like, "Is that coming from the movie?" I'm like, "No, it's coming from that jerk off over there with the baby." So it's like it was like I was speechless. Like I don't understand how someone can like I don't think that the ushers should allow that. Kind of like,
I agree.
like when you go to the amusement park, it's like you have to be over a certain height. I think you have to be over a certain age maybe to go to the movies.
I agree. Agree. You ruin it for the rest of the people there. Now I saw it. We're gonna drop this on Friday, so I saw it a week ago. So I saw it the day that it came out. So Nolan and I actually saw it at the same time, two different theaters. I was in Rochester at Imagine, and he was in Auburn Hills at the AMC. Is that where you go?
Oh, Great Lake?
Great
Yeah.
Lakes.
Which is kind of a
Um,
gripe that I have with you, Brad.
It should be. I After I hung up with you, I know like we should have went together. We should have went
Not me.
together. And that was on me. That was on me. My experience was awesome because I haven't been to a movie theater that was that packed in forever. I can't even tell you the last time there was that many people at the movies when I went. It was a IMAX like 9 o'clock big theater. And I strategically purchased my tickets so that there was one seat in between, so I didn't have anybody next to me, which was perfect. So I had nobody, Sarah had nobody, I had nobody, but the place was packed and it was cool. My only gripe is I did not see one Michael Jackson impersonator, and I was extremely, extremely upset that there wasn't one. Now, people were dressed up, the white shirts, black hat, white socks, black shoes, which was cool. Group of women, maybe some sparkles, but no actual impersonator, which it kind of ruined the experience for me, to be honest with you.
I think the people that were attending were counting on you to be the impersonator.
You're right. That one falls on me too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to pick up the torch, Brad. Right?
True. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, you told us a little bit about how you were feeling. You just bring
Well, what
it
about
around
your
to home.
experience, Nolan? Like that's the
Oh, was
most
it
people
weird?
you've had in a movie theater.
My experience was good. So the movie theater was decently filled. I would say that there was never a concern of someone being next to me or next to Sarah. But I mean, it was great. No popcorn for us again though this time. We went zero popcorn. So we had dinner before, went to the 9 o'clock showing, had a good dinner. We went to Bad Brad's.
Okay.
No affiliation to your agent, Brad, but went to Bad Brad's, was pretty solid. My first time there, which is crazy because I live like a 2-minute drive or like a 10-minute walk from the place. But no, it was good. And then the theater, I love that place. It's like a second home to me. I go there maybe once or twice a week, indulge. It was nice. So theater in general, I think that that's a movie though that you should make an effort to see in the theater because of the way that it is. There's a couple of different movies. Like I know we've talked about Oppenheimer before. I don't know about on this segment, but in the past, like Oppenheimer is a movie that if you didn't see it in theaters, you should have, and you probably regret it. But you can probably do that in like 10 years when it re-releases for its anniversary. This was another movie because I think that to be able to like really, really have like the music that's a part of the film, like really feel it, the theater, you can't, unless you've got like a home theater at your house, you're not going to be able to replicate it. But we saw it in IMAX. so not in Dolby IMAX. So at the AMC that I go to, for some reason, they have the nice big screen, but it's the bummy seats, really bad seats. So if I could give a critique, it would be to the AMC at the Great Lakes Crossing to improve their seats in their IMAX theater.
Yeah, you got to recline nowadays. I mean, it's
No
2026.
recline.
I'm
No recline.
The last time I went to a theater that was completely mobbed was Barbie. We got the last 3 seats and sat front row. It was brutal to, like, sit and stare at the screen, but that was the last time that I was in a theater that was completely packed.
Yeah, it's I couldn't even remember
And,
the last time.
we were also wearing all pink as well, but, like, the crowd,
How come I have no photos of you in all pink?
I didn't go
On the
all
group
pink.
text.
I mean, I wore a pink T-shirt, blend in. But yeah, I have a picture of me, Mary, and Ava um, prior to going in. It was awesome.
Shout out to Ava, just celebrated a 12th birthday.
Yes, she did.
It's awesome. All right, let's who wants to go first? Like Fred, you want to go first?
I mean, I
I'll
guess
go first.
yeah.
Let me go
Let's
first.
go with the youngest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like as soon as I left the movie, I was like, I gotta be the first one to give the feedback here because you two were actually like a part of this when it was happening. For someone like me, I was born in 1998, so unfortunately, I missed about all of this and only experienced kind of the controversial sides of Michael Jackson. But I have 2 takes on this movie. And to remind everybody too, I know we talked about it last week, but it's been another week of more people seeing this film. The film has 203,000 reviews already, and it's at 3.6 out of 5. 3.6 out of 5. So I rated this movie a 4 out of 5. I thought that it was incredibly enjoyable to watch, and I think that it's an easy movie to like because if you like the biggest hits that Michael Jackson has been a part of or created himself, then this is going to be right up your alley. All of his popular songs are featured and it kind of goes through the timelines of that. And then it kind of stops right before he starts to kind of go down his dark path. But, I have 2 takes here. I think that it's a really good, enjoyable movie to watch for the 128 minutes that it's going to play. You're going to enjoy it. And I think that it's going to go by really fast. And it's a really good way for you to spend just over 2 hours. But in terms of like being an actual movie, like I don't necessarily know if it's like great in that capacity. But again, as I talk about every week, you got to kind of temper your expectations. My expectation here is that I want to go see a movie that I am going to be entertained. I was entertained. I liked all the little cameos that they had throughout it. 4 out of 5. I thought the movie was really enjoyable. But again, I'm as big of a Michael Jackson fan as maybe a guy that was born in 1998 can be. Whenever his music comes on, I thoroughly enjoy it, but I'm not necessarily a savant. Like I don't have a strong affiliation to Michael Jackson whatsoever, but I do understand that he is one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. And that also comes with an asterisk too, just based off of, again, some of the other things in his past that are a little bit troubling. But rest in peace to one of the best. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you want to be entertained for 2 hours, go see this movie. Simple as that.
So I'll start out. Well, obviously, Michael Jackson. I will be 47 this year. So I was young in 86, 5, 7, 8. But you got to remember that this legacy lived on for so long and was a big part of my childhood of the 80s. Prior to heading to the movies on Wednesday, they released the Hulk Hogan documentary. So I was wrapping up the Hulk Hogan documentary while heading to the movie theater to see Michael Jackson. So it's like that nostalgia, right? That is awesome. Like Hulk Hogan was I'm a huge Hulk Hogan guy. Like, again, another 80s, 90s icon that had a controversial ending to his career. Regardless of however you want to view these individuals, they still took a place in my childhood that like you can put on that song and you just have these feeling and memories of you can't help but just dance or sing to it. Right. And I mean, I was listening to Michael Jackson all the way home on my way home from work, jamming out. Like it's awesome. I thought the movie was great. I was blown away by Jaafar Jackson's portrayal of his Uncle Michael, right? I thought that Colman Domingo's portrayal of Joe Jackson was amazing. I think he should be nominated for something. I don't know what, but he should win some awards for that role. I really thought he was really good. Leaving the movie, you kind of like it's weird. It's a weird feeling because again, they stopped the filming of the movie. The movie stops in like 86. So right before they released the Bad album. You leave the movie theater, this is me personally, right? You just felt bad for the guy. You felt I felt bad for him. The way he was brought up, the way he was portrayed, the way I felt like he was misunderstood though loved on a personal side, which I think kind of transpired to the situations that happened in later years and whether true, untrue, it had a lot to do with it. And his mindset of wherever he was in a personal life as compared to where he was in a musical life, I thought it was great. One of the things I didn't know, and that I was going into this thinking, I'm going to know this whole story. I just want it retold to me now. One of the things I thought was really interesting is I didn't realize he collabed with the Bloods and the Crips when he produced the Thriller video. I thought that was
Beat
really
it.
cool. That was, say that again?
Beat it.
Beat it. But I thought it was really interesting because I didn't know that. And it was obviously a very controversial time and everybody was telling him not to do it. So he was way ahead of his time. And again, at this part of him in his life, he just wanted everybody to be happy. And he wanted to do whatever he could. They showed him in hospitals with young kids and helping out him. And he was a kid himself. He was a kid his entire life. So I thought it was really, really good. I thought that, I'm going to give this movie 4.7. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And again, it's just something that's really close to my childhood. So when you bring something up like this, that nostalgia just kicks in. So it may be a little bit high rating, but that's just how I felt. That's how I felt when I left the movie. I loved it.
Okay. Well, but yeah, and that's I'm glad you said that too, because the rating does like reflect the time period thing. Like I'm probably gonna rate anything in the 80s higher just because of the time of my life, right? So with that being said, so growing up, I'm a little older than these guys here. I was born in 74. So in 81 off the wall, I was 7 years old. I was already the beginnings of a B-boy. If you guys don't know what a B-boy is, maybe Nolan might not. Break dancers. So I was a B-boy. That's when school started. So I would always hang with the older kids. And so this part of my life was gigantic. Now, I don't even know if you guys do this or have done this, but what we used to do was put baby powder on the floor in front of the mirror to do all the the footwork. So, like, bringing back that into my memory bank is just I don't even care how the movie was, right? Because I was just so amped at that part, that block of my life, So, Off the Wall and then Thriller, amazing. But, like, Off the Wall was an amazing album. And yes, I agree with Nolan as well. First of all, arguably the greatest entertainer of all time, arguably. And I'm a Swiftie. I do like the movie was amazing, I thought. And I will say this, at the end, it says his story continues. So are we expecting a part 2?
That's what I'm
Okay.
understanding. Like the parents, the actor and actress and actor was on the Today Show, and they kind of hinted that there will be
Okay.
a part 2.
And that's what I figured. So like we will get that second half of the dark half of the story. We will get that, but we're only focusing on this half. Now, with that being said as well, like this block of time, I thought was an amazing block of time. I mean, it sucks the way that the shit that he had to go through mentally and physically. But, to me as the viewer, just this block of time was amazing to me. So I was like swaying between 4 and 4.5. So I'm gonna go 4.3 with my rating, 4.3, I think. Yeah. And it's an amazing movie to see. You're gonna be entertained, especially I guess the older you are, the more more easily you'll be entertained.
Yeah.
It kind of thing. And I guess I'm a biopic guy. Um Even like I'm not a Dylan guy, but like that biopic was amazing, I thought. I love musical biopics. So yeah, I mean it was fantastic. I can't wait for number 2. My thing is, and me and Mary spoke about this on the way home. I just hope they don't wait too long for part 2. I want this vibe to keep like the hype to stay up about around this. And I don't want it to be 5 years later and then part 2 comes out, which I don't think would happen nowadays. I just think that, like, keep it moving, like, keep the hype out there for Michael. It was great. I love the Bubbles. I mean, as a kid, I remember Bubbles, like,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
yeah, we already like, we most of the things that were going on in there, we had seen in the news, right? So, like, it was just awesome. Like, once Pepsi came, I'm like, "Fuck." Like, like, we all knew what was going down. Like, like, it
Right.
was terrible part of the story in real life, like, to fans, to kids, like, it was traumatic. So, yeah, but, to see anything in that block of time that you were down with in your childhood is just it's awesome to see.
The other thing that I going back to the Pepsi situation, I didn't realize that he didn't wanna do that, and Joe forced him to do it. And they really hit it hard in that, because that was that time period where Joe was well, he was broken off on his own, and Joe was kind of forcing him to still be, involve his brothers and do things for the family, quote unquote. And then the question that I would ask you, Fred, like, is much of a villain as Joe is portrayed in the movie, and he was in real life, like everybody knew the type of
Yeah.
father he was and the things he was, but would there be, even though Michael Jackson was extremely talented, but would there be a Michael Jackson without Joe Jackson?
I mean, I guess that's the question that Joe Jackson even wanted to answer himself. And I mean, we can't say yes or no, obviously, but my answer would be, I would hope so. Like, I'm
Right.
not going to say no and then take Joe's side. I'm not going to say yes because we don't know that. I would just like to say, I hope so. I hope somebody would have found the talent, heard the talent, and then pursued the talent.
Right. It just like, and he mimicked a lot of things that his dad had, as far as like, his attention to detail and structure and like discipline of when he was, when they showed him, I think at one point when I forget what album they showed him producing, he had the sticky notes all over the wall, and
Right.
how he came up with that. It's just like it's a different era too, right? Like how things were made. Like nowadays, like, no offense to your friend Taylor, but like that's not how she operates, right? Like, people are giving her ideas and she's taking these ideas and don't, Fred, don't. She wasn't coming up with this. It's not all her like Michael Jackson.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna comment on that. We don't know that. I will say this though, like, watching stuff real time in your life and then watching it on the screen just is amazing. Like, right before they did the 25th anniversary Motown, Mary just leans over and goes, "Here comes the moonwalk." And like, I remember watching that as a kid, that concert, and being like, what the fuck? And then Baby Powder figuring out how to do the moonwalk, like,
Did you guys put up cardboard boxes too?
all the time. Like,
Yeah,
fridge
I knew
boxes were the best.
that kind of missed my generation, but I watched Rad.
Okay, yeah, like,
Yeah.
that was more for our backspins and stuff like that. But, yeah, no, I mean, the moonwalk and popping and stuff, that was my thing. I was more of a pop and lock, moonwalk guy.
I also have a question too. While watching the movie, like when they played a Michael Jackson song, was there at any point where Mary had leaned over to you and said, "Oh, I played that when I DJ'd at the roller rink all the time"?
She didn't she On the way home, we spoke, and she was, like, talking about some of the songs that she really liked, because she's a big Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson and Prince. So, yeah, she was fired up about a couple of the songs, and we were talking about our favorite songs and stuff like that, and she was
That was gonna be my next question. I'll go to Nolan first and see what he can rattle off. What's your top two Michael Jackson songs, Nolan?
I mean, I would say that Billie Jean is up there for sure, and then Smooth Criminal. I like both of those, which is like, again, guys, like, hey,
No,
don't kill me. Like,
no.
yeah, like, I'm a big Michael Jackson hit guy. Like, if you
Yeah.
look at
Yeah,
Spotify,
for
it's
sure.
probably all those songs are probably in the top 3 streamed all time. But like, again, like, that's, that's what I'm into. Yeah, I would say those 2. And I mean, to sort of comment on what Freddie had said earlier, like, to keep the hype going, we did The Gorge 2 weeks ago. This is just pulling from Letterboxd. There's 140,000 reviews on The Gorge in Letterboxd. That movie came out like in early 2025. The Michael movie just came out last weekend. It already has over 200,000, right? So like
Wow.
a shit ton of people are going to see this movie. Heavily anticipated. Again, it shows a testament to how great Michael Jackson is. So if you're going to come out with a part two, it's got to be quick. But I think no matter when you come out with it, it'll do numbies, which is great. But then too as well, I think I've heard that there has been legal struggles with part two, or to going into that part of his life, which if you haven't lived under a rock for a while, then that's not surprising to you based off of what the information is. So yeah, that's what I had to say on that. And then last week when we did Together, we had a situation where Brad didn't know that Dave Franco was related to another famous Franco. So this week I was kicking myself so much, Freddie, because I was texting with Brad after the movie, or I think Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I would have loved to talk to you about it after, Brad, but you went to a different theater for some reason. So we were texting about it Saturday morning, and Brad didn't know that Jaafar Jackson was related to Michael Jackson, which was another tough blow for Brad.
I didn't. I didn't watch a preview or anything. I just went and watched the show, and then I said, okay.
Yeah. So that was tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then there's something about that whole situation too. Like Jafar's mom had a kid with another brother's ex-wife or something like that. There's something crazy in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on there, but no Janet. So,
well, and that was my other thing. They didn't even reference her, didn't bring up her name.
The family
nothing.
agreed on the movies, on the movie. Like, so they had to agree on being in it, and they kind of, because I don't believe that, we'll see in the next part, but I don't believe his children agreed on it and stuff like that. We'll see.
I also didn't know they had 11 kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids. I just thought like that Janet would be like in passing or something, and like it wouldn't be a big deal, but apparently I don't think she signed on.
There could have been just like one poster in the background of her just like this. You know what I mean? Like that would have been helpful. You didn't have to mention her name, nothing.
And they showed different strokes. They could have showed the clip with her on it, which I thought would have been an amazing Easter egg.
Perfect Easter egg. What's your two favorite songs?
I love Got Me Working All Night. That I used to love that song, but I feel like, and I love them all, but like there was one, like when Bad came out, it hit and I'm like, and it was a little bit of an attitude to it, like, so like I really liked Bad. I mean, Beat It, and like a lot of the off the wall stuff, and like, and then obviously Thriller's amazing. Let's be honest. Just the whole thing, the whole package of Thriller with video and like all that shit. But yeah, I'm going to go with Bad as my number 2.
Yeah, I would say for me, Billie Jean would be number 1. And then it's a mix, but I have to, because neither one of you read, I'm a huge PYT guy. I love that song.
Okay.
So that was one of my favorites as well. But yeah, I loved it.
All right. There we go. All right. Brad, you were 4.7 out of 5. Freddie, you were 4.3 out of 5, and I was 4 out of 5. So no surprise there. With me being the lowest score. I will say, guys, and this might be a little bit controversial, I think that it's more fun when we have very differing opinions. Like, we all agreed this is a great movie. I think that there's no surprise there. Like, again, this is a bio. And Freddie, you were calling it a biopic? Isn't it just biopic?
I don't know.
It's like the difference between mature and mature.
So it's the same.
Same, but your version's more sophisticated, which I can appreciate.
Thank you.
A New Jersey man, that's no surprise, right? Obviously. So, again, good movie, good entertaining. I do like it better, though, when, like, you guys are just saying the most ridiculous shit. I can just be like, that's just not right. But anyways.
I'm sure you're going to lay another dipshit movie on us soon. So we'll be all right.
Well, no. I mean, I have a feeling, like, no spoilers here. Like, I don't want to speak ahead of turn, but I think that the movie that we're doing next week, or over this next week, is going to be a bunch of high scores again, which is kind of unfortunate, right? But then I'll have to turn up the heat again, and we'll have to dial it up to some controversial stuff. Fair. But I know that we talked last week about watching The Devil Wears Prada. Me and Sarah did indulge in going back and rewatching that. Just as good as I remember. Hathaway, the best. Freddie, I know you said you were going to rewatch it too. Did you guys get a chance?
We did not. But I mean, yeah, I can watch that easily.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it too. I'm going to struggle to get this one in because I'm going on vacation tomorrow, but I'm going to do my very best. And then when I come back from vacation, the very next day, I'm going to the Tigers game with Nolan.
Oh, nice.
Tigers Red Sox.
Now,
Yeah, I'm not sure who they're playing. I'm not sure who they're playing, but we're going to the game.
now let me ask you this: are we on tap to watch Devil Wears Prada 2 this week?
Yeah, it comes out May 1st.
May
Okay,
1st.
is that
Yep.
Sunday or something?
Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'll keep
Okay.
you guys in.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go again on like Wednesday.
What are you laughing at, Nolan?
I mean, it's just like, is that Sunday? Like, why would it come out on Sunday?
I thought it was
Yeah,
weird.
I don't even know the date.
That
Yeah.
San Diego
But-
life's different, bro.
It's the
Different.
time zone. It's Sunday for us.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, hey, compliments to us. Like, Freddie, listen, if you look at your backdrop, it's probably 80 degrees and sunny. You look at my backdrop, palm trees, 80 and sunny. And we're going to still sit down in front of our computers or phones and we're going to record this for the people. Accommodate for Brad's schedule.
Huh.
That says a lot about the two of us.
I think that's a
But
jab.
not a jab. I'm happy that you're going back to Jackson, Brad.
If I was going to Jackson, I would definitely go see Devil Wears Prada too. I would carve out the time.
Yeah. Okay.
You boys watching anything else right now?
Finishing
I
the
told you guys that
Gemstones. I'm on the. I got like 3 episodes left. So I have been watching Death by Lightning. Nothing you guys would probably want to watch. About President Garfield. It's on Netflix. It's just 4 episodes. So if you're into stuff like that, but yeah, just 4 episodes. I watched 2 of them. That's just something I'm watching now, which I'll be done with tonight. I would like to throw a movie into the ring that I think we should watch because I just feel like it's being talked about as well. Outcome.
Not familiar.
Keanu Reeves, Cameron Diaz, Jonah Hill.
This is Apple TV, right?
I'm not sure.
okay.
I think it just came
Yes,
out.
it is.
I think
It's
on
Apple TV.
Oh boy, you want to hear something here? But we can since Brad's going on vacation, this movie's already out on Apple TV. So I'm good with maybe pushing Devil Wears Prada 2 back a week and then watching Outcome this week, so then Brad can just stream it instead of
Okay,
upset.
I can knock that out.
Yeah, but then I think that it's still you got to still see Devil Wears Prada the next 2 weeks because it'll
I'll
probably
see the weekend I come home.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, we can do that. Jonah Hill, I'm always down. Oh, Jonah Hill directed it. So Jonah Hill directed the movie. I will say it has 8.1 thousand reviews so far, 2.1 out of 5 rating. So it is our least rated film so far. So I guess we'll
Sounds
see
like
what
I'll
that
probably love it.
translates to. Yeah, that's probably a guarantee. I think that you're going to love the next 2. This one and The Devil Wears Prada. I think that's more up your alley. So
Speaking of The Devil Wears Prada, I just finished season 2 of Running Point with Kate Hudson.
Yeah. Mary watched season 1 without me, and I was a little upset, I'll be honest. So I think I'm gonna go back and watch 1 and then watch season 2 with her.
Yeah, you gotta watch season 1. Nolan, if you're not, are you familiar with this show? So I don't know how to properly say, it's like supposed to be about the Lakers, but it's not really about the Lakers. And it's supposed to be like Jeannie Buss. Kate Hudson is like played less Jeannie Buss as character, something like that. But I thought it's a good watch, background show. It's kind of funny. Her brother in there is hilarious. I'd probably give it like a 2.7. You know what I mean? But it's a good background watch. And then I'm watching Imperfect Women on
Did that
Apple
just
TV.
come out? Is that the one with Peg Moss?
Kerry Washington is in it,
Yes, and Moss is in it.
and the girl from Mad Men,
Yeah, Peggy.
Peggy. Okay,
Elizabeth
Yep.
Moss.
Yeah, I haven't watched it all yet. I have a couple, so I'm not really going to throw a rating on it because it's so far I like it.
Okay.
I'm curious how it ends. Nolan, you got anything?
For me, I told you guys I would watch the last episode of DTF St. Louis. I have not done that yet. I'm just, I don't know. I sit down in front of the TV and it doesn't even come to my mind. It's like something I need to watch. So that's on me. Not holding up my end of the bargain and just kind of pushing myself to do that. I mean, that's a good.
You're better.
I didn't watch DTF St. Louis. When I sit down in front of the TV, I just don't have any. I just feel like I'm not interested in it. But eventually I'll knock it out and spend that hour and maybe not get it back. But I think that Freddie had said that it ends pretty good. I think that was you, Freddie. Maybe it was Brad.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I did hold up my end of the bargain though and get caught up on Rooster. I think that show's great. Like I actually really enjoy it. It's 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
They go by quick. It's entertaining. Steve Carell, one of the best. Like I think that is good. and there's a couple of different plot lines that you can kind of follow and that are pretty much for the most part entertaining. It's a good mix of kind of sad and lighthearted and funny. It's a good mix of kind of everything and a little bit of weird too every once in a while,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, it
when
is a little
Steve
bit of
Carell has his name next to it, that's not surprising. Always going to be a little bit of weirdness. But outside of that, I'm watching, I think it's called Your Friends and Neighbors. This is an
great show.
Apple TV
Amazing.
show. We're in season 2. I made the mistake again of
Yep.
being like, I loved season 1 of this show, so I'm going to jump into season 2. I burned through 5 episodes, and now I'm back
Yeah.
week by week.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm patiently waiting on that one. I actually checked yesterday to see where it was at.
Yeah, I did as
It's
well.
just-
Same thing with Euphoria. Rooster, Mary got me with Rooster and was like, "Oh, well, I don't even know if there's that many more episodes after this." And like we watched like 6, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I look online, I'm like, "There's 11," so we just have to watch it every Sunday or something.
Yeah.
Sweet. Because
So-
I just finished 8 last night, so there's still more. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's plenty more. And then outside of that, I don't think that I'm watching anything. So that's kind of, what I'm looking at so far. Like I watch Rooster when it comes out. I probably watch that on Monday because it doesn't come out until Sundays at 10 o'clock. And then Your Friends and Neighbors comes out on Fridays. So I catch that kind of during the weekend too. But yeah, I kind of burned myself and now I'm waiting.
We've all been there, man. We've
Yeah.
all been there.
What are you going to do? But yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome.
About a Red Sox,
The new regime.
2-1.
All right, boys. Well, I will see you boys next week. Nolan, I'm excited for the game when I get back in town. I can't wait. Where are we going to
Can't
go
wait for
eat
the-
before?
But
We're
send
going to meet at Andrew's. Ooh, we can do that. We're going to meet at Andrew's office. And hopefully you get the Michigan weather's not too good. Doesn't look like over this weekend. So hopefully you get a good tan when you're down there in Mississippi.
Brother, I'm going to come back dark. All right, boys. Take care. See you next week.
See you next week.